Alrighty. You ever sucked dick before?
Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast, your entertainment podcast for everything movies, television, video games, and more. My name is Adam.
And I'm Oliver.
And today we are going to be doing part 2 of covering CinemaCon. And this time we are going to be covering Warner Brothers, and then we're going to have a couple of other things, a gaming corner, as well as some things I'm going to throw at you.
Oh, man. I can't catch.
Okay, so I'm going to do this in a different kind of order because I want to lead to this.
Okay.
So first we're going to talk about Wonka.
Right. Yeah.
We have a Wonka prequel movie that's with Timothy Chalamet. And it's supposed to be taking place during the time when he's trying to perfect chocolate and get into that business industry. And he has to deal with the chocolate cartel.
What the fuck? Chocolate cartel. Can we go over that for a second?
And this is still supposed to be a whimsical kind of movie.
Apparently, but like with the word cartel, you don't think whimsical.
I cannot wait to see what this is about. It's him in the jungle. He's going to... It kind of seems like they're adapting the backstory from the Johnny Depp version.
Okay.
In a way.
Do you think
I know
there's
they're
gonna
still
be,
pulling
like,
from the
action?
books, but I think so. There'll probably
Yeah.
be some kind of action. Maybe not too much, but there'll be action.
Because, like, I mean, Timothy is like a young dude. They can do... He does his own stunts, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. He can do his
And
own
he
shit.
also... Yeah. I think it's going to be good. I'm
It looks
excited
really
to see
cool.
it.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Speaking of Timothy Chalamet, Dune.
Dune 2.
Part 2.
Ooh.
Right?
Oh my goodness. For those of you who have read the books, I have not, but I loved Dune 1, the movie. It was fantastically made, very long, and you are comparing it to Star Wars.
I've heard a lot, because I have not seen the first Dune movie. I have not read the books. I just remember seeing a lot of people comparing Dune to Star Wars, not in the fact that Dune is a recreation of Star Wars. It's the fact that Star Wars, even from when its conception happened back in the 70s, was compared to Dune. So for them to get this far to get this movie out here when Star Wars has been such a huge franchise, it's like, hopefully this just continues. I just hope it doesn't fall flat on its face if it gets compared more and more, considering that the source material of that movie is what inspired Star Wars. So I just hope people don't start comparing it the other way around, and it shouldn't be. It should be like, oh, Dune is
It's
not
own
the
thing.
better
I think
version
it's
of
its
Star
own
Wars,
thing. I
but
don't
like
think
the
it's better
original
at all. I think
version
it's
of
just
Star Wars.
its own thing.
Yeah.
But so far for the concept of Doom, I do like it a lot. There's always like, there's a chosen one, and we try and figure out how to make the world balanced, which is a lot of movies. And I pointed out, like Harry Potter, that's what Harry's role is to make sure there's balance in the world.
Yeah.
Even though it's wizarding, sci-fi, whatever. But Dune 2 looks pretty great. I'm very excited about that. Dude, Timothy is just killing it lately.
Right? It's going everywhere.
No.
And then we'll move on to... I don't want to cover this. I just want to talk about
Oh,
this.
God. What is it?
Meg 2.
Oh, yeah. We did kind of touch on it a little bit.
Jason Statham just attacking a shark with a sword. I can't... That's all I'm going to say. I don't.
What? Okay, hold on. Pause.
No, I don't even want to pause.
A shark with a sword? Is this Transformers?
No, he has the sword.
Oh, I thought the shark had the sword.
No, he has the sword. We have prehistoric monsters. Someone's eaten by a T-Rex is eaten by a shark. Look, if that's what you want to go watch, that is fine. But I'm going to stick to my very believable ones like Cocaine Bear. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Meg 2 is based on a true story. That's not true.
That is not true. And then we're going to go into some other things that are kind of odd. They announced The Conjuring 4. Plus a TV series.
Right. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
You think it's too much?
No.
Is Conjuring, it's what's in the universe here? It's Nun, Annabelle, Conjuring. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of it, all in the same universe, right?
Yeah, so now this TV series, whether it spawns off of something else and they also talked about the Nun 2, and they did a cool little like marketing thing where the lights went down before they did the Nun 2 announcement, and when they went on, all these nuns, I don't know if they were in makeup or not, but they were just surrounding them. Yeah,
Pretty
so that
cool.
was kind of cool.
No confirmation on if Patrick Wilson or the actress, I forget her name, will be in the new Conjuring yet or not, but we'll let you guys know. We'll keep you guys posted.
And then sticking within horror, we also have Final Destination, a new one, was seen a glimpse within like this 1 minute like sizzle reel. And we're getting a new Final Destination. Honestly, I'm excited.
How many are
love
there?
the Final Destination series.
Like
I think it was 5 or 6.
5 or 6?
Yeah.
Is this 7?
6 or 7.
Got it.
But I'm excited for that. And then also in horror, kind of, we're getting Beetlejuice 2, and I can't wait.
It's gonna be so good. There's discussions of Jenna Ortega
coming and probably playing. I would assume she'd be the daughter of Winona Ryder's character. I'm surprised Winona Ryder wasn't announced.
Maybe a
she
cameo?
probably will be. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there's not too much about it yet.
I mean, she's already done Stranger Things. Like, unless her schedule is not lining up, but we'll see.
I don't know. I feel like they have to.
Yeah. And then they also talked briefly about Aquaman 2.
Right.
And they have a description where it's Black Manta with a black trident. That's a more, I guess, advanced version of Aquaman's trident. And Aquaman has to team up with Patrick Wilson, his brother, and defeat Black Manta. Which, honestly, the premise of it, I feel like should have been a Aquaman 1 plot.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah,
I feel like that would have been a lot simpler than what they did. As well as I remember Jason Momoa, and I haven't told you about this, but he came out and talked about how he had come up with a version of Aquaman 2 that wasn't supposed to be against anything like big or no big villain or aliens from space. It was supposed to be about pollution in the sea and him fighting the government and dealing with all that stuff. And honestly, I would have probably watched that.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, he's like, when the enemy is yourself and like your country, what do you do with that? And like, how do you fight that and fix
See how he deals with it.
Yeah, that would have been much more interesting. Because I think the political thrillers within superhero movies are the more interesting things, like Winter Soldier.
Right.
You know, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier as well. Like those more like politically driven, as long as they're just like interjected like randomly within this like big, more, I guess, not whimsical world, but more like exotic world where like you have people with powers and stuff like that, and you have these gods, but you still have those political things that are within the ground level, and that's what
it makes it a little bit more realistic. Because
just
I mean,
like Spider-Man, Daredevil, Punisher, they're all like
Sokovia.
grounded they're grounded villains and grounded superheroes and all of those mediums. But then you have things like Galactus and Fantastic Four and all that other stuff, and X-Men X-Men is a good like in between too, because they deal with both of those. But for them to go into something that could be a little more in DC's world, more grounded, which has been successful for Batman,
right?
Why not do that for Aquaman?
Yeah.
You know, because that would be how you ground that character, is fighting against normal world pollution.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would have been a better treatment.
Do you think Batman would have been better if he took the approach of Iron Man and just went public with his image?
No.
No?
No.
Because I mean, Tony Stark still got his house like nuked. So
yeah, no, I don't think so. Not for Batman's rogues.
Batman's who?
Rogues, his like villains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my computer keeps going off.
I thought I muted that.
Yeah, can you quickly do that? Boom. There you go. All right,
I did.
And I don't know. I really think that like his villains, just like I think most of them probably already know he's Bruce Wayne, but he also doesn't have really much to care about, like Alfred, and like the part of him hiding his identity is so his villains can't easily take him out. That's how I see it. It's not about protecting loved ones. He just has Alfred. Like, unless he's just protecting Alfred.
I mean, Iron Man just has Pepper. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, in my opinion.
And like, he has enough money to build security, you know, like
probably. You know, I don't know. Let's look at it this way. You have the character Batman, and he has like all of these, like the richest guy plus the crazed man that has all this technology. Like you can't put those two things together that easily. Like, doesn't seem sensical. So I think him revealing himself kind of defeats that. Like, let people just believe it, just like they also believe Clark without his glasses. Like, that world in itself
is stupid.
Yes.
They're just idiots.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Now,
Right, what else we got?
Speaking of Batman, the last thing we're going to talk about for Warner Brothers and stuff that I have not talked to you about that I'm going to throw at you,
Okay.
The Flash.
Okay.
They showed the trailer that we saw, that we reacted to,
Mhm.
and then I think a day later they showed, or maybe later that same day, they showed the rest of the Flash. They showed the whole movie.
Mhm.
In this whole movie, I've seen so many reactions online. I've seen people say that this movie's amazing and
Right.
like, it's just a really good movie. And even the people that have come forward and said, hey, set your expectations like here, like don't lower them, but like set them at a medium ground,
Mhm.
have still said that doesn't mean this is not a great movie. Like this is a fantastic movie. Just like set your expectations here.
Don't be
But they've
super
all
excited.
said for the same reason though. It's not the finished product, and there's so many cameos in this movie that they are positive based on other early reactions that they must have filmed hundreds of cameos, and they've released different versions of the movie with different
What?
batches of cameos. Does it? I see, like, it might be all in the Speed Force, mind you. So, like, doesn't mean, like, it might just be, like, cameos through, like, running through the Speed Force kind of thing. Like, just different, like, screens like they did with Titans recently and blah, blah, blah. Or it could be actual physical people that came back. Now, this is the thing. Here's the rumors that I'm going to throw out here.
God.
Okay?
Why am I scared?
Because I want to know what your beliefs are. What your beliefs are. Beliefs are. Let's look at it this way. There has been rumor that we do see George Clooney's Batman.
Nipple Batman?
Not yet. Well, yes. So this whole like flash of different cameos
While he's like running through time, maybe?
something. No one has really like described what's happened. They just say like the cameo, like a lot of the ones you've heard are true, which a lot of them have said like Nick Cage is actually seen.
No way.
Yes.
You're actually lying.
I'm not.
I don't believe you.
They say you do see Nick Cage, you do see George Clooney's Batman, like you do see a lot of stuff. The biggest rumor, and this is probably, so I'm going to be very forward. This is more than likely possible spoilers, but I'm going to just throw it out there, okay? So I read a lot about what this movie's probably about, and I'm not going to go into that much detail. I'm just going to talk about one key scene. Towards the end of the film, and a lot of people have said this is what happens, Flash gets back to whatever this new reality is.
Right.
Like, we all know this is that's not really a spoiler. If you've seen Flashpoint, you know it's probably going to end up with him like coming back and the reset of the DCU.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing. We don't, in all of the test screenings, see Batman, but there is like a foot that comes into screen when he goes to find this Batman, and it's a different Batman than we've noticed. So it's different than Ben Affleck. It's different than Michael Keaton. So this is another Batman,
and we have nothing about it.
We have nothing about
Not
it.
possibility.
The way that it was filmed, apparently, it seems like there's gonna be a reveal. Like it seemed like it was cut weirdly,
slow pan up,
slow pan, or like from there to who it is,
mm-hmm.
and it just like cut weirdly, abruptly, and they're like, there was supposed to be something there. So it's either did they have multiple different people come in and play it, or a lot of people have said that the foot of it does look like almost toe-to-toe Bale's Batman.
No way.
Like his suit.
Okay.
Only thing about that, and I saw someone comment, Keaton's bat suit has a lot of Bale qualities to it. So it just could be that. So I think what they're establishing, so I don't think that this is confirmation is Bale's Batman. I think that's the thing they wanted people to run with from watching the screenings. I still feel like we talked about fan cast, we talked about Jensen Ackles, and I'm about to get into that. But real quick, this still has motive to be Jensen Ackles.
Mm-hmm.
Being that they just announced Justice League War World, and they announced the voice cast, and they did say that Jensen Ackles is returning as Batman, which with James Gunn's recent announcement of animation transcends to live action, that's another fuel to the fire, per se, that Jensen Ackles could possibly be our Batman. Now, we see in the trailer of The Flash that Ben Affleck's Batman and Michael Keaton's Batman had very similar costumes.
Okay.
Which means that these are still parallels of the same person. They're just in different worlds, but they still have the same costumes. That Bruce Wayne is still going to make that gray and blue
Right.
costume. Still going to make this costume, which means Keaton having something that looks similar to Bale's means that him and Bale would share similar costumes.
Huh.
Right?
Okay.
So that would mean that an Ackles Batman would also have a similar looking costume.
Yo, that's kind of crazy.
So they could put anyone in that role, and they can use any costume they want, and they could fuck with people
Right.
as much as they want. Or they can leave it like that too. They don't even have to show us when the movie comes out who it is. They could leave that boot and say, wow, it looks kind of like Bale's, but it also kind of looks like Keaton's, which means it also could be Affleck. Like, who the hell could it be? And they can leave people like me in fucking limbo for years.
Okay? Are you okay?
Because at this point, it's like I was all for a couple of weeks ago for Bale to be the Batman to return because of the plot line. But at the same time, if they give the plot line to the correct actor like Ackles, hell yeah, you know? I'm all for it. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about one thing that I don't know if you've heard, talking about some DC casting, kind of. It's kind of DC to Marvel. There's been a lot of rumors that the Fantastic Four is casting. And did we talk about who they talked about, Mr. Fantastic?
I don't
Adam
think.
Driver
Oh, really?
as Mr. Fantastic.
Shit.
Apparently, it's in final talks. There's been a lot of like heat around that.
Really?
rumor. Yeah. As well as, Margot Robbie as Sue Storm.
Wow. Damn. Poor Jessica Alba. Was it Jessica Alba?
No, I'm just jealous of Adam Driver. Yeah, I know my wife's gonna see this. I don't care. I'm jealous of Adam Driver. Like, come on.
Adam, that is a fancy shirt you're wearing.
Oh, well, thank you. It's
I like it.
Yeah, it's like really, it's tight around here. It's loose over here. I think I got it from oh yeah, True Classic Tees.
Where's that?
It's an online website.
Tell me more.
Well, the internet was made. Is that
I'm not even going to stop you. Go ahead.
Oh, I got it from the internet.
Okay, cool.
But on the internet, if you look at that website, you could find out that they also have polos, activewear, pants, and underwear.
Oh, man, I wish I could get a discount.
You know what? You actually can. If you use our code NERDLOCKER at checkout, you can actually get 25% off your first order.
Holy.
Yeah.
How much of a discount?
25%.
That's kind of insane.
It's amazing. And
yeah.
I feel like the pants themselves, I'm not wearing them now, but the pants themselves are just super comfortable, super stretchy. Everything on there has a lot of breathability.
Sure, it looks pretty soft. Can I touch it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right? Boyfriend material.
Cut that
And
out.
if you guys go to trueclassictees.com, no. You guys can get 25% off your first order with the code NERDLOCKER at checkout.
What else we got?
We have your gaming corner, bud.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oliver's Gaming Corner. We have some quick news about Division Heartlands that's been coming up.
Okay.
Ubisoft has been kind of doing work lately. I got to read my notes, but there's going to be a night cycle where world becomes dangerous as the sun sets, but rewards are also increased. The system is also significant features. So you get a weapons expert, you get medic, and you get survivalist. Just kind of depends on what you feel like playing. You can obviously, it's also co-op up to 4 players. Each set is going to have unique abilities, so one can't use the other, and there's going to be a whole skill tree available with it as well. You can also, there's going to be a lot of crafting as well, similar to the first 2 divisions. You can make your own shit as you walk around the world of this. Of course, there's going to be tools that you can use as well, and as you walk around the world, some items are going to be harder to find than others, so sometimes you will have to scavenge at night.
Scavenger at night.
There's going to be ranked. There's going to be ranked as well. You can also start at your base of operations in order to form a community if you want. Essentially, people are really excited about it. It's also, keep in mind, free to play. I know I mentioned that before, but free is always better, which means if you play it, they're going to be updating it as much as possible. I'm sure they're going to be putting a lot of time into it, and Division 2 has been having content for a while now, along with Rainbow Six Siege has been having content for years. So again, I'm probably going to hop on it. I'm going to try my best to not die, but as I'm good at is
I give you like 3 minutes.
In the game?
Yeah.
You should have seen me in Resident Evil 4.
What, 30 seconds?
Less than that.
Also, another thing I did remember to bring up. First off, actually. I am actually very excited for this game, and I normally don't care for games, but I want to see
It's
the gameplay
pretty
of this.
interesting.
I want to see
I'm
how
kind of
it turns
excited.
out. Yeah.
There's going to be creatures involved as well, like monsters that appear at night, and that was never in.
How long do you think the beta is going to be until it? Like, when did they say this was
Ooh.
coming out?
I don't know if there's an actual release date. I can find out for you, or at least the beta, because it didn't say it in my notes. And
Okay.
I am just a fucking idiot. What do you got going on there on your end? Do you have anything else we want to talk about?
Yeah, I have one other thing. I did forget. Speaking of Fantastic Four, there was one other crazy rumor. Galactus was apparently cast, or in talks of being cast, and apparently it's going to be Antonio Banderas.
Yo, he's been doing like a lot of villain stuff lately.
I could see it being Antonio Banderas if they do something like Thanos in a way, but I know that they're probably going to connect Galactus to the Internals in some way
I see.
because he technically
Can
is
we
on par
also
with
jump back to
their-
how we've heard nothing about the Eternals whole
I
debacle?
think that's why. I think
Okay.
that this is I think they did confirm that adamantium on 616 is going to come from that Tiamat in the ocean.
Okay.
That's where the adamantium
Oh,
is gonna
okay.
come from.
Okay.
So we're gonna get some connections to that, but I can definitely see it where we get with Galactus and he's on par with like power with the Internals, and he could be pissing them off because he is called the World Eater, but he doesn't actually eat worlds. He just sucks the energy, cosmic energy, out of a world, which ends up destroying it. But he is a kind of protector. He's not really a villain. He's just
Okay.
what he does destroys Earths.
Interesting.
And to have like Antonio Banderas come in, maybe they can do like some flashbacks, because we did see like flashbacks of. So there was a point in the comics where Galactus was our civilization in the future,
Mm-hmm.
and he came back
Okay.
to stop what is happening with
So
us.
is like what's the main like protagonist for Galactus?
There is no protagonist.
Oh, not even Guardians?
Well, I mean, it's Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I was getting.
Okay,
that
that's what I was
antagonist
confused about. I
yeah.
forgot we're on
Yeah, it's Fantastic Four.
Gotcha.
So we'll see what ends up happening. I think it'll be a star-studded movie. If that's the case. Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, and Antonio Banderas.
That kind of sounds kind of cool. Who would you cast as a Thing or
don't-
like Human Torch?
I know
Obviously, it
that Chris
can't be
Evans
Chris
has
Evans.
said that he would come
He
back. from
can't
Human
do
Torch.
it, though.
He said he would come back,
But he
though,
can't do
for
it. He's Captain America.
He could do it in Deadpool 3.
Okay, maybe he can't do it.
He could just come back in Deadpool 3 for a quick cameo.
Actually, really funny.
You know, him and Reynolds he was in Reynolds' Free Guy.
He was.
So why would he not come back? And specifically about a Captain America thing. Like, why would he
That
not want to come back
that
in
would've been
and do
pretty
that?
good.
Yeah.
Yo, Free Guy, good movie.
Really good
Pretty
movie.
good.
I think there's a sequel to that coming out too.
I hope so.
Yeah.
The game is, by the way, for Division, really quick.
Yes.
Either late 2023 or early 2024.
I'm
There's no
gonna
confirmed
bank
date
on
yet.
early 2024.
Well, E3 is coming out this summer, so we're gonna see. Maybe they'll release some more information about it, and maybe
Okay.
an actual confirmation date. And we will be reviewing
Yes.
E3.
Yes, we will. And lastly, I just want to say that this is the second to last
Mhm.
episode. Next episode, we're going to be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy
All right,
3.
I was gonna bring that up.
It's going to be you, myself, and my wife, Chloe, and we are going to watch the movie and then immediately go and film the podcast. And after that, that episode is our finale for our season 3, technically, of Nerd Locker podcast, but we're just going to go with season 1 of this new revamped podcast. And yeah, and we're going to jump into season 2 with some summer madness. And with that, we're going to go into some craziness with conspiracy theories with Harley will be our first guest for a couple episodes. And then we will do some more ourselves. And then we'll talk more about some summer shows when they come out, like Secret Invasion, as well as we're going to do a lot of challenges and just
Have fun with
shit
it.
back and forth. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a little bit of freedom for a couple of months before we have to jump right back into everything.
Right,
Hopefully
right.
Last of Us starts up at the end of this year.
Oh, do we? Oh man,
Oh man, we know Mando's next
this
year,
is just
but
a Last of Us podcast now.
honestly, it was just so much fun to watch that show. But where can they find you, bud?
You can find me at TheSphere21 on any social media platforms except TikTok. I am Oliver Kahn VA.
And you can find me at AMORI Photography on all social media. You can find Archangel at Archangel Studios Official. And you can find this podcast, Nerd Locker Podcast, wherever you get them.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you
I'm
guys.
done. Give my son dipshit.